Welcome to the free wholesaling training. Here we go. Get on the fast track to real estate investing success. In order to market to a motivated seller, you need to first understand what a motivated seller actually is. Now, a motivated seller is a person who owns real property, who owns a piece of real estate that for some reason or some situation, they need to sell the property. There's motivation behind them wanting to sell. Now, the way that we find motivation is common places where you might find typical motivation, whether it be financial situations, family dynamics, and anything in between. So one of the most common motivated seller types that we're going after is known as a tired landlord, also known as an absentee owner. So some data sources where you start to pull data from, it might have it stated as an absentee owner. Absentee owner simply means that the tax mailing address for the property owner is different than the address of the actual property, which we tie that in to say that they might be a tired landlord. In many cases, the landlord may have owned the property for 10 years plus. There's going to be more motivation for a landlord that's owned a property longer. And one thing that you'll learn is real estate is seasonal and it's situational. There's a season to everything. Another common list that we go after is probate. Now, probate is the process whenever an individual loses a loved one. Whenever somebody passes away and they own property, they have to open up the estate under probate, right? So probate is another common place that we're targeting and going after potentially motivated sellers, because we know when loved ones pass away, in many cases there's possessions and property that they're not interested in owning anymore, and they might just want to get it off their books. Another thing we're going after is vacant properties. If a property is vacant, we want to know why. Why is this property that could be an asset actually sitting there vacant, which is actually sitting as a liability? So we're going after vacant properties that we see being reported because the mail company says that there's stacks of mail in their mailbox. Whatever the case is, it's been identified as vacant. So we want to find what is the reason behind the distress. Tax delinquent properties are another common list that we'll hit, because if a property owner has not paid their property taxes, we want to know what's the reason behind this. Is there a deeper rooted issue? Are they falling behind different bills and payments on the back end of this? And if so, maybe we can come in to help them out to purchase their property and make some money in the process. Another list that we can hit would be foreclosures or pre-foreclosure lists. These are people that, for one reason or another, have fallen behind on payments and have not made their mortgage payment within a certain amount of time. So we're saying that there's going to be a certain level of distress in the pre-foreclosures as well, that as strategic real estate investors, we can come in with a solution to help these people out. Now, those are the various situations that you're going to run into as far as running into distressed landlords and identifying who a motivated seller is. Now we're going to touch on how we actually get in contact with a motivated seller. So all these different motivation pieces. Actually, yeah, okay. Now we're going to touch on how to get in contact with a motivated seller. Now that we know the different areas and the different lists to show us what a motivated seller is and what situations they might be going through, now we got to figure out how we're going to market to them. So the very common means of marketing, you got cold calling, you have text messaging, you have direct mail, you have Google, right? The sellers come to you, they visit your website. Hey, how do I sell my house fast, Google? right? So Google, bandit signs, and a couple free ways to find motivated sellers are going to be Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist. Those are two free sources that you can look for motivated sellers inside of your local market and across just about any market across the United States. Cool thing with technology is it has bridged the gap. And one, it's giving you these tools and education at your fingertips, but it's also opening up a huge marketplace of opportunities for people that are willing to put in the work to understand these strategies, get in the game, so you can actually lock up some of these deals for massive profits. So now that we understand what a motivated seller is, we understand the different marketing channels that we can use to find these motivated sellers, let's go ahead and explore some of the tools that we use to pull data, pull property information, and then take that data and upload it into a predictive system to put us in front of more sellers. I'll see you guys on the next module.